All right, cool. All right, let's do a mag dump.
Absolutely not.
Well, I think it'd look cool.
Oh, this is a beating. This is a beating.
Okay.
Not doing a mag dump on a 12.5-inch 308 rifle. Absolutely not. You can go do a mag dump if you want.
All right.
The Adams Arms P2. Ooh, a 12.5-inch 308. Eesh, I'm not gonna lie. When Adams Arms sent me this gun to do a video on, I was a little hesitant. Because if anybody knows anything about 308s, I don't care what magic, voodoo, whatever you do to the gun. A 7.5 308 is a 7.5-inch 308. And it shoots and hits like a 308. There's this weird fascination in America with short-barreled 308s. This is a short-barreled 308. You have a 12.5-inch barrel on a pistol platform. So of course you got your SB tactical brace. You got this ergo grip, which you're gonna need. We'll get to that later. And of course you have this rail that have actually grown to quite a bit. And then we also have this front sight that, because of a 308's recoil, seems to like to stand at attention when you don't want it to stand at attention. People like to call these things battle rifles. They're battle rifles, right? It kind of harkens back to the day when we were fighting wars with 308s instead of the little puny, tiny little 5.56. And even I have that fascination with battle rifles from the standpoint that the idea of having a big, heavy bullet, just flying at stupid speeds, just hitting extremely hard, it's kind of the American way.
All the ammo used in this video was brought to you by Nosler, maker of the most innovative, most accurate, and most effective bullets and ammunition in the industry.
Something like this makes sense. So this is a piston system. And when I hear that, my mind goes, ooh, because anybody knows anything about 308s in shorter configurations in terms of barrels, they hit, and they hit hard. Whew. Whew. But here's the crazy thing. This gun, honestly, it releases your inner masochist. Because though, in a weird, it's this dual, like, I dread having to shoot it. There's no getting around it. I don't care what scientific, spiritual mumbo jumbo you try to put into a rifle. A 12.5-inch 308 rifle is gonna hit. It's gonna hit hard. And not just whatever it's shooting at. It's gonna hit your shoulder kind of hard too. But in that experience of shooting it, as much as I'm like, this thing is beating my shoulder to death, you kind of enjoy the pain in a weird way. And I think it has a lot to do with knowing what you're doing. I'm launching this massive bullet at, like, and everything about this sensorial sensation of this is just bombastic. This brace hitting into your shoulder, the actual recoiling of the rifle, and then even seeing what the target is doing down range, just watching it how it swings. Like, come behind me, Peter, watch. I'm gonna aim about left edge of this plate. I want you to watch what this round does to this plate. Look at that. That is. It is just bullying that plate. And that is a massive plate. The beautiful thing about this P2 is the ergonomics on it are actually really nice in a way that you don't really realize until you start shooting it. So a lot of it has to do, for instance, with this ergo grip. This ergo grip feels really good in hand. It's really soft. I think if this was kind of more traditional style grip with like hard plastics, I think it would just translate a lot of that energy into your hands in a way that really wasn't very enjoyable. So I am thankful for this ergo grip. I would definitely keep this on here. This gun is also screaming to be SBR'd. I love SB tactical braces, I do. But I cannot for the life of me let it live like this. I have to SBR it. And the reason why I would have to SBR it is because it isn't a stock. So there are points on the back of this that kind of jab into the shoulder in a way that I don't think a traditional stock would. However, can I live with it? Absolutely. but if I can, I'd get it SBR. As I pointed out before, one of my favorite features here, and I'll redo this just for the sake of, don't worry, I'm gonna pick that big bullet up, courtesy of Nozzler. This bolt release, it's so satisfying to use. I really enjoy it. So here, let me show you. So we get that, because it does have a bolt release on the other side as well. It has the traditional paddle style. However, this, watch. It's actually easier. It's easy. You just load it, just drop it, and just. You know, for somebody complaining about how much this thumps, I am shooting it quite a bit, but like I told you, it brings out your inner masochist. You just kind of, it hurts, but you don't want to stop. I'm pretty sure Peter can take this to some very weird places that I'm not gonna go.
You hurt me.
Hurt me.
Hurt me, hurt me! Ah!
And when you're shooting a gun like this, everything slows down. Approaching this gun from that perspective, you're gonna have a bad time, because you have to understand everything has to be slower. Each individual shot has to be slower. You can shoot fast, you're just not gonna accomplish what it is you're looking for. Now, if you really wanna get down on a gun and bear down on it and make it run, you can. But actually, Jesus, that was actually pretty easy. Okay, well, let's take that back. This gun actually runs like a freaking lunatic. I want to do it again, but it hurts. Okay, let's do it again. Jeez. This gun moves. Holy. All right. Again, with the single stage triggers, everybody wants to put single stage triggers in guns now. I don't understand it. But that said, I'll give it its due justice. All right, so we got that. You got a strong wall here, and it goes a strong wall here, and goes a strong wall here. It's a very, very good single stage trigger, but it's still a single stage trigger nonetheless. Now let's look at this reset. This reset is right. Ooh, that reset is sensuous. Let's try that again. Reset. Ooh. No wonder this thing runs like a skinned cat. Let's try this again. Now, typically, you see? This front sight likes doing that. And it's under the recoil of the 308, it likes to just stand at attention whenever it wants. The funny thing is, they're actually really good sights, like really good quality sights. They feel good. Everything kind of satisfyingly clicks. But this thing under the recoil likes to just pop up on its own. I don't really know what to make of that, because I wouldn't want to change them, but that would get kind of annoying. But then maybe not, because I'm using this new Leupold Mark IV HD 1:4 and 1 to 4.5. And I don't notice it when it's up. But with a red dot, I could see it get a little annoying. Yeah, see, with the optic, I don't really even notice it. But it is quality metal front sight. And you also have it in the rear as well too, but I've rendered that useless because I have this beautiful brand new Leupold optic on here. Speaking of brand new, yes, I am doubled up. I have over-the-ears AKT1 and I have in-ear AKT1s Blackouts. So that's what I do. Whenever I shoot rifles like this that are loud, that are shooting big rounds and just loud, I double up. I have over-the-ears and in-ears. And these two in combination are a beautiful, beautiful pair. And right now, the Blackouts are back in stock at shop.mrcolionnoir.com. So right now, I'm actually listening to classical music as I'm doing this video so that I can get into the mood. Not only am I listening to classical music, it has hear through. So when Peter gives me stupid instructions, I can hear him. Anyway, this is a hunting gun. This is like a gun where you're not sitting in a blind hunting gun, or sitting in a blind, sitting on the ground and just waiting for your animal to come by and then you shoot it. This is like we're walking through the animal's habitat whether it be a deer, whether it be a hog, or even if you're on a vehicle driving, because of how compact this thing is and lightweight. And that's one of the beautiful things about this, is you get the power of 308 at the distances you're going to be shooting, because 308s in this size barrel, you lose a lot of the velocity of the round at certain distances. However, when you're within 100, 200 yards, kind of typical hunting distances, I gotta tell you, this makes an excellent case for just a walk around hunting gun. And honestly, if you really want to get down to it, this could serve as a truck gun, especially if you live in an area where you may encounter all types of different four-legged, two-legged, four or two-legged animals that may serve as a threat to you. And depending on how big those animals may be, there's nothing in North America that this thing probably couldn't handle 100 to 200 yards in. So like I was just saying a minute ago too, the beautiful thing about it is, if you're dealing with a multiple situation and you're dealing with multiple animals or anything like that, this gun can be run fast, even though I talked about the fact that it needs to be run kind of slower than an AR-15. But as I've showed you, you can run it. If I need to change direction, boom. Like, gives you the wieldability that you want out of a gun that typically seems to be a little bit unwieldy. And once you kind of get used to the recoil sensation, because this thing does an interesting thing with the recoil pattern. It's kind of like up and to the left, up and to the right, and it has a lot to do with this birdcage flash hider. A lot of times they want to put comps on them and brakes, which is great, and it makes the gun shoot a lot softer. And you can do that if you want to, but it makes the gun so obnoxiously loud that it's just kind of like, do you really want to deal with that? But if you have the AKT1s, it doesn't matter, because it do such a great job of protecting your hearing.
Message.
But if you don't, yeah, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to hurt me? You knew I was going to do that, didn't you? Do you really want to make me cry? Am I really singing Boy George right now? Like, I have guns this small. I have AR-15s and 5.56 300 Blackout this small, but there's something about knowing a 308 that I can manhandle like it's nothing. And the proportions on it are just so damn sexy. Like how big the magazines are, like just this rail. I actually really enjoy this rail. It's very comfortable. The only sharp edges on this thing are just this top portion here, but I'm never really interacting with it except for this side. But even then, I don't notice it, but this rail oddly feels so satisfying. It's so weird. Another thing about this Adams Arms P2, they're kind of cheap, about $16.99 MSRP. So street price was sitting at around 14 probably. I mean, that's a whole lot of gun for that price, especially considering some of the features that you get that are seemingly upgraded features, like this Radian charging handle, Raptor charging handle. Of course, that's my favorite bolt release, as you can see here. And then it gives you everything you need, a couple things you want, and that's about it. But then again, it's one of those platforms that you can kind of make it what you want. If you don't like ergo grips, get rid of it, change it. That's kind of the inherent nature of the AR-15 platform, as it is, or AR-10. So you got an affordable 308, 12.5 308 hunting truck gun. I'll take it.
Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.